we have made a AI-based product. It's a learning management tool, which we are launching in California on 3rd of August. If you, for example, hire one engineer here in US, especially in New York, you can hire 3 to 4 engineers in the same price almost. So that's the big difference. But to trust, you have to research. You have to see the background. You have to see the previous customers.
Business owners that you were saying, they save on payroll dozens of dollars every single year.
Millions of dollars. Actually.
Millions of dollars, actually. If you hire a big team, you would save millions of dollars.
Yes.
And the quality sometimes is even better.
I've talked about sales is 50%, but the 50% is the team. I could not have been talking about so much success today if my team was not there at the right moments, at the right places. So guys, team culture is the most important thing next after you have done the selling.
Welcome guys back to the Interleaks podcast, episode 6. Today I have a very special guest, Khurram Kalimi. He's the co-founder and COO of Vinn Corp, and yeah, I'm very excited to have you here. Not sure if you want to give more in-depth introduction of yourself.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Sebastian, for inviting me. So this is Khurram Kalimi. I'm a co-founder of Vinn Corp, which is a software services company, and we are there for some years now. We provide software engineering services, our team members, and services to our clients. We are there in around 16 cities as customers, resellers, partners, and employees. Around 80 clients we have served in 5 countries.
Wow. Yeah, so let's start from the beginning, Khurram. Where are you from? Can you tell me a bit more about your background, your education as well, and then we can go more about the story of how you were able to build such a great company.
Yeah. So I'm born and raised Pakistan, Karachi. I'm a computer science graduate and MBA, so I'm like in both the worlds, technology and business. So I started my career as a software engineer back in 2004 when the world was shifting from VB6 to .NET 1.0. Okay, so I was doing software engineering from 2004 to 2008. But after like 4 years of my software engineering career, I was completing my MBA, and my vision was to go to sales and do some other stuff like the business stuff. So I worked for Oracle, Microsoft, and VMware. So that was an amazing experience. I was doing a lot of B2B corporate sales. After 15 years of my experience, I decided to have my own thing because I developed different hobbies, especially wildlife photography. So I needed a lot of time for me to do that stuff at choosing of my own time. So I decided to start this company 6 years back. We started with 2 people. My founder is living in California. I'm like traveling New York, Dubai, and Pakistan. So I started with 2 people. Now we are a team of 60, and we have served 80 clients. We are doing some products as well. We have our own 4 to 5 products and a history of product development. We have made 8 to 10 products for our clients, and a lot of services, migration, data science, search engine optimization, content writing, social media, design. So it's a full-blown shop now, and with a big exposure around the world.
Awesome. And can you tell me more about kind of like the first years in Vinn Corp? When you guys did start the business, were you guys located in Pakistan? Or how was the process itself from you guys going from Pakistan all the way to the United States? So can you tell me a bit more about the first years and what kind of made that switch to come to the United States?
Company was existing in United States from day one. It was there because my founder and partner was sitting in California, and he has spent his time in Microsoft and Salesforce headquarters.
Awesome.
So company was there in US, but our focus was mostly US, UK, Dubai, and Pakistan. So we started with a product, started building it up. We get a good traction because whenever you are trying to do something big, you should try it on a smaller ground, on a smaller scale, so that you have to be confident on yourself, you have to be confident on the team, on the idea, and all the operations, because it seems easy when you start. I just resigned and started the company and felt that in 2 years we will be by just those social media stories that in 2 years we will be $100 million company and all that stuff. But then the reality hit. But everyone who is interested in this will have to go through this journey. You have to be ambitious. You have to see dreams. But then You have to be patient, you have to be working hard, you have to be consistent, you have to believe in yourself. Trust me, it's not easy, but when you do it, when you spend some time, you cannot go back. You cannot go to a typical job. So that's what is very important.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's great. And I know you recently moved to New York City. Is there any specific reason why you think New York is? You think New York is the kind of the new hub of tech? What's the reason behind coming to the Big Apple?
We were seeing the startup activity map recently,
Yeah.
and the most heat is in California, and the second is New York. Okay, because I am born and raised Karachi, and I like fast cities. I like diversity. I like. I'm a people's person. I need to have more people around me. I visited 13 cities in US, and I
Wow.
was trying to see where I'll be based. So New York was the choice.
Yeah.
So many people, diversity, people from all around the world, fast pace, and the best part is you can keep yourself really busy 9 to 9, even weekends. So that was the reason of me choosing New York as the hub.
That's awesome to know. And now going more with Vinn Corp and the product and service that you guys sell. Do you mind going more in depth? And what are the benefits of choosing Vinn Corp? Why outsource to Pakistan? If you don't mind going in depth for the people listening to the podcast.
There are two things. Let's set up the ground rules first.
Yeah.
It's a services industry.
Yeah.
Everyone needs good service at the right time at the right price. Okay. So when you talk about technology, it's a special function, and the way it has expanded in the last 5 years, especially in the COVID times, how the industry shaped was everyone around the world was available online. People started to work more online. They started to see things. They started to believe that it can happen right that way. So a lot of individuals, freelancers came up, and the industry grew. But at the other side, when the field is getting big, you have to be very critical about the quality, the services, the time. So when you talk about Vinn Corp, our core service and the most differentiating USP is we will be really quick in the right price, and your development can start from tomorrow. You don't have to wait for months and weeks for the development to start.
Yeah.
So I have a big team who is ready for starting the analysis. You can get the designer from tomorrow, and you can really kick off your project quickly. Second thing is, software engineering is not very, it's a cheap thing. It's very expensive. So if you go to other parts of the world, like you go to Latin America, you go to Pakistan, you go to India, you go to all these places, you get a very good price benefit. But my suggestion to client is, because this world can be very real and it can be very unreal. Before trusting any individual, any company, any person, you got to do your research. You have to see the existence. You have to see the offices, ideally physically,
Yeah.
of whomever you are talking to. Also, you have to see customer video testimonials. We at Vinn Corp are really proud of this, and we provide that kind of quality that we don't settle for less. We always go for video customer testimonials, and we have been able to get 6 of those. And the last part is it's public. It's public, it's on my website, it's on my LinkedIn, it's on my company LinkedIn. You go check it out yourself, and that builds a lot of trust. I do a lot of networking. I meet on average like 20 to 25 new people every day. I mean it. But as a salesman, I have to, open my ears, and I have to keep listening and on what people are saying. Let me tell you the one thing which I always get about software engineering services as an industry, as an individuals. Yesterday I was at an event, and 2 people told me that, they hired someone from somewhere, and they started the project, but they cannot finish in time. They are not showing up. They are not being responsive. They are not being available at their time. So you have to, before building trust, you have to see what that company has done in the past, what kind of resources they have, how open they are, how public they are. It's Google era. You can literally go and
Google everything.
Google everything. So you should verify it, and we are so proud of these customer video testimonials, and we have been able to do wonders. Our sales is growing really fast since when we have started these customer videos.
No,
It's magic.
That's
Word of mouth.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, first, like I think that was a great input. First, want to touch with something that I know you are you always talk about. It's about obviously everybody your workers are remote. They are based out of Pakistan. But why do you have them come in office? What is your thoughts in terms of like working in office space and working remotely from home? I think that's you have a very strong opinion about that, and I like this. I would love everybody seeing the podcast to hear your thoughts on that.
Yes. So I'm like changing every year. Now I have written on LinkedIn as about myself as experiential psychologist. So I don't talk from my own will. I always talk about data. We are technology people, We have to back our opinions with data.
Exactly.
And I'm so clear about it. When this COVID thing was happening and everyone was getting remote, because before that I have been working for 16, 17 years. I've spent some time in the industry. I've seen ups and downs. I've seen multiple slumps in the industry, overall marketing crashing in 2008 and in the past as well. So my reading was very clear. Not everyone has a specific area to sit. Not everyone has a separate room in their homes, okay? And everyone is not that disciplined that they can work at optimum level from home, okay? They get disturbed by personal interaction, and in my view, I think around 20% people are there in the world who can work like efficiently on completely remotely, work from home. Even if you are like, your customers are really remote to other countries, but you should be coming to an office every day. That's a ritual which will keep you up, which will keep you motivated. You see people like in the gym, you do exercise in your home alone, you're like not that motivated, or maybe somewhat some people are, but usually when you go to the gym, you see other people running, jogging, lifting weights, so you get that motivation as well. So I think people get energy from people. So number one, that's good. It's very important. Health-wise as well, you have to be active. You go to the office. Yeah. Second, the coordination speed gets really slow. Not everyone can be available on a video for 9 hours. But like it's science. When we are online, we can only see them like in a different way, but when we are seeing them physically, more of our senses are active with that conversation. So we are more involved in that work. So that's my point of view regarding completely remote. I want people to be like as per their comfort. They can be hybrid. As I said, only 20% people can do that. So I'm fine with those 20% people who can work really efficiently from home. But what about the rest of the 80%? Yeah. You have to be mindful of their career. You have to be mindful of their mental health. You have to be mindful of their physical health. So I talk about as a whole thing. Not only careers, they are humans at the end of the day. They have different needs. So, and also taking sunlight is very important every day.
No, that's great. That's great. I think that was a great input. And Khurram, you as a industry leader in the outsourcing industry, especially when it comes to software development. Obviously, right now there's a boom of AI. Perhaps a year, 2 years ago, it was a boom of blockchain. What is your input? What do you think is kind of like the new trend that is coming, where people can see opportunities of growth in terms of development, in terms of tech? I would love to hear your input. What you see in the future coming up?
Yes, AI is very much coming in. Whenever in my lifetime I've seen whenever a new thing is launched, at the launch there's a very big hype, okay? And a lot of unreal commitments people make, and it gets unreal, but after some time reality hits and then we balance. So I'm a big fan of balance, okay? So 2-3 years back, we were seeing content like, very quickly, everything will be done, everything will be closed, and everything will be AI. I was telling them the balance will strike, and it is finally striking. Even we have made a AI-based product. It's a learning management tool, which we are launching in California on 3rd of August. Okay, so but we have added the conventional thing to AI, and it's looking really good. Also, as industry-wise, I talked to this subject with people, that the thing for which businesses are ready to pay will go out, will survive, will go big. Okay, and I do a lot of conversation with a lot of business people, and I think there is still a lot of room for automation in the world. There is still a lot of room from even Web 2.0. There is a lot of room for different kind of IoT and all these things. So we should keep an eye on that as well. And we should be mindful of the industry will go out. The only industry to go big will be the one for which businesses and customers are ready to pay. Awesome. So we have to see it from that angle.
No, I think that's great. I think that's a great way to put it. Going more also with, many people are afraid of outsourcing their work just because they want to have everything in-house, or perhaps obviously when it's overseas they also have problems when it comes to security. At Vinn Corp, what do you guys do different to overcome this and to make sure that your clients don't have these fears with them?
There is a certain degree to which you can build trust on that. But if there is a fintech, which is a hard requirement, the development and the data cannot go out of a specific territory. For that, they need to raise a lot of money, and they need to hire on-ground engineers. They are like 5x expensive. So that's the only way they can do it. So, but in every company, there is some stuff you can differentiate. There is some stuff which is mission critical and cannot go out, and there is always, at the bare minimum, there is a front end, there is a website, there is a social media thing, there is a lot of design, UI, UX that can go out. But the core data and the core technology and the core product, for which there is a hard requirement of it cannot go out, so it cannot be remote. Let's be very clear. But still, as I said, I see a lot of opportunity in even those simple app development projects, simple websites, simple front end, search engine optimization, content. So there's a lot to be done on that area. And regarding the mission critical ones, where there are regulations that data cannot go out, that cannot go out. So let's live with that.
Well, that's all fortunate for them, because like you mentioned, something is that when you hire someone or like a developer team from overseas, like Pakistan, you are saving a lot of costs. Like businesses save a lot of costs. There's so many benefits. I would like for you to go more into the benefits for business owners that are looking at this podcast of hiring overseas rather than hiring in the United States. Because many of them have insecurity. Many of them want to outsource some of the work, but they don't are too informed in those specific areas. So I would love to kind of explain the audience the benefits of outsourcing.
To start with, it's the price difference. There's a difference of 3 to 5x. That's a big number that can really make you efficient. If you, for example, hire one engineer here in US, especially in New York, you can hire 3 to 4 engineers in the same price almost. So that's the big difference. But to trust, you have to research. You have to see the background. You have to see the previous customers. You have to see what previous customers of that company or individual are saying. So I always emphasize this a lot, because if bad names come to the industry, we are also affected. So I want the quality to be uplifted. Price benefit is number one. Number two, for remote and for, because we have big teams out there, you can really get all kind of resources really quickly. Okay, so it's the time benefit as well. And plus those teams have to manage the time zones, and they should be good in English. They should have good communication. So at Vinn Corp, we are very, very critical about psychological analysis of whoever we are hiring. We always hire self-motivated, self-motivated people who are who really want to do something big in their life. And I always try to do those personality judgment interviews sometimes myself as well.
Yeah.
So the results are amazing because, come on, we are humans at the end of the day. We might have a really good degree, we might know a lot of technologies, we might know the whole world, but at the end, we are humans. So we always should be looking for good people with positive energy, can-do attitude, and they should be self-motivated people. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what we provide.
No, I think you were straight to the point. Like business owners, that you were saying, they save on payroll dozens of dollars every single year, and there's not that compromise on quality.
Millions of dollars, actually.
Millions of dollars,
Yes.
actually. If you hire a big team, you would save millions
Yes,
of dollars,
yes.
and the quality sometimes is even better.
Yes.
And the expertise of the developer team. And going more with your teaming in specific, what have you seen that have been perhaps the more placements that you have done, or the more software development? In what area have you seen that it has been the most demanding for Vinn Corp?
Okay, so the most demanding is websites, front end. The second and most important is mobile applications. So these are the two top things which we get the most demand for.
Yeah.
And then after that, design services, data migration, AI as well is also picking up. But mostly, still the world needs a lot of websites and applications.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
And something that I do admire, if you guys go and see Vinn Corp or even Khurram's LinkedIn page, you will see that when it comes to videos, high quality videos as well, and testimonials, you guys are outstanding in that. And
Thank you.
I have learned a lot from you as well when it comes to that. Before I started my journey, I had a one-on-one with Khurram, and he told me every day I spend at least 1 hour on LinkedIn, and since then my business has changed. So I do give a lot of props to Khurram for the advice, and for being such a nice person. Also, he's always open to help anybody. But yeah, we're going with, kind of like the business itself. What have you seen, like perhaps not the best client, but the best client success that you have seen at Vinn Corp in your 5 years of working the business? Perhaps a specific project that you have done that is always something memorable for your team, or a specific client project that you have done that you want to share with the world.
Okay. So first of all, thank you for reminding me that I advised you. And as a senior, as I've spent 20 years in the industry, I'm always open to teach people, guide them, advise them. But you being a very good student, you really listen to what I said and see at the result. This guy is doing an amazing job. I can tell you that watch for this guy, and he's coming up in a good career very soon.
Thank you, Khurram.
Welcome. So, but you're literally copying one thing from me, and I admire you for that. That's consistent hard work. You are just doing it. I saw those first videos where there were no followers. I still remember those videos, and I was smiling like seeing them alone. That this guy got it. And but you kept going, and you were introducing more people. You were just doing it. You were out there. You were. I saw you in some events as well. Like you were as a speaker. So that's the way to go. Okay. So you can do anything, but you have to do consistent hard work. So now I'll come to the interesting journey or customer. There are some very good and very difficult stories as well, but the best in all these years, we are doing work for this customer called 8x8, which is a public limited $3 billion company. It's a big company. They are a office collaboration platform like soft phones and all that stuff. They have an application. So we really enjoy working with them because we have around 20 plus people deployed with them.
Wow.
We are taking care of we started with their US main website, and they were so happy with our work. We even got the project from Asia Pacific, okay? So we were working for their Thailand, Singapore, and all those countries' websites, front ends. We covered their complete demand gen engine, the full stack, front end. We also do their search engine optimization. We also do their content marketing, data science. So I really enjoy those interaction and those customers who really use our services and then get successful. So, as you know, I have recently wrote a book on sales, and
Yeah,
there is a very important section in that which is making your client successful. So I have written whatever I believe in and whatever I have got success through, and if you understand your client's business and if you make your client really successful, you don't need any marketing. Word of mouth is the best way. That customer will increase work for themselves and they will refer to more people. Okay, so this is where I think the overall services industry lack, that we just want to sell, we are in a hurry and we just want to get the money. Okay, so the best way to do is money will definitely come itself. Okay, you have to be patient, you have to really research on the business pain, you have to understand the industry, and once you make your client successful, they are not going anywhere. And they will refer you more people. Take my word for that. You can see the journey. And I have in my LinkedIn, in the company's LinkedIn, in my personal LinkedIn, I have shown those steps which I have written in the book. So that can help. If you're trying to reach someone, any company or any individual, and you cannot reach them directly, look for a mutual connection, who might have a history and integral relation with someone, and they might introduce you. Okay, so these are the 4 things which I always teach, practice, and show it. And I tell people about, I've told people about this in the book as well. This is how you will make relations, and this is how you will reach anyone, but with patience.
And I have a follow-up question with a sentence about relationship management. So let's say, I meet a person that I might think might be a lead for my business or something like that, or something along those lines. So maybe it can be somebody I can collaborate in the future. How do you have a system in place of like, okay, I'm gonna follow up with them every week, I'm gonna try to meet with them once a month? How do you manage that? Because sometimes I think for myself in the business and many people, you meet somebody interesting, you're like, okay, that's the person I want to work with, but there's not a follow-up consistency. You probably wouldn't see them in a year or so. So do you have a system in place to kind of manage that? I would love to hear about that. I think that's something very, very important to learn.
Ideally, I would like to automate this, but we are humans, so it's very unpredictable. But by time you start getting a feel of who will come back and who will not. Okay. The way I would like to start this is people who have spent 5+ years in the industry have a completely different mindset as compared to a person who has just spent a year or 2 or 3 maybe. Okay, yeah. So they are more mature into the field. Plus, for selling, you are ideally not looking at those people because they are not decision makers. Yeah. You are looking for more senior people. So you have to look for that. You have to see the background. You have to judge the personality type. Some people are introverts, some are extroverts, some are aggressive, some are passive. It's a whole complex science out there. So there is no fixed formula for everyone. But here is how I do it. Whenever I meet someone, I really think that they are really interesting. They might become my client. They might become someone who can bring me a client. They might become a community member. They might become a good friend who can really help me in my selling journey. So I categorize people in these four areas, and whenever I meet them, I have this ritual of emailing them or maybe texting them on LinkedIn. Hi, hello, hi, that it was nice meeting to you. And in some cases, I invite them to my office. A lot of people are listening this, they know it. And in some of the cases, I just send them an email. In some of the cases, I send them, we meet in some other events. So I try to make a community around me. Some people might recognize your worth in first meeting. Some might recognize in the 10th meeting. So it's very, very, very subjective. So, but there should be, if you think that someone is a proper lead, someone is really interested to buy your services, you can send them the stuff once in a proper email or a text. And ideally, if they are really interested, as if your stuff is really good, they are coming back to you themselves. Okay, and you have to see how you can improve the quality of your marketing material. As a second step, you can send them a reminder in a week, or I think maximum another reminder in another week. So, and if they are not coming back in that period, you stop following up, and you should be posting regular content just like that. But it should be relevant. It's not like you are walking by the street and you saw a pigeon and you posting that. So it doesn't make sense. So it has to be highly like targeted, mission-oriented content, which should really tell people that your services and your company can be helpful for them.
Awesome, awesome. No, I think this is super, super interesting. And even in New York City, I think Khurram has been here a year, and he already has created an entire community in New York, and you have connected many people as well. And I meet a lot of people, and they know Khurram. So I think you're doing
That's mutual connections.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you're doing a great job on that. And now I want to touch back your sales book. So can you tell me more about the sales book, the purpose of the book? How long have you been working in this project? When are you thinking you might release the book? And just for the viewers there that might, after hearing this podcast, are like, hey, I want to learn more about Khurram and his sales tips. Yeah.
So this journey started, the book journey started 1.5 years back when we were looking for avenues to do more marketing and scale up. So we were doing paid ads, we were looking at paid ads, search engine optimization, content writing and all that stuff. But I was always very fond of founder marketing. If the founder of the company is set up as a thought leader in any domain, leads and customers will come to themselves like by themselves. You don't need to go to, you have to become a brand, you have to become such a brand as founder marketing and the company's marketing, so that whenever people think about software, they have to go to only one company. The only one company should come to their mind. So that was the vision and the goal of writing the book. Also because I had spent some time in the industry, people, especially juniors, because I'm so vocal and talkative on LinkedIn as well. So a lot of juniors, people who are trying to convert to sales career, they are maybe struggling in their sales career, they are starting their sales career, they want to start a company, they want to become a founder. So they were asking me questions, and I was telling them for the last 2.5, 3 years. And so sometimes I had a feeling that there's a lot of repetition, and in some cases it's really helping people. Like you also took help from that. So yeah, so I thought let's write it. Let's write the book. Let's combine all my thoughts, all my quotes, all my sayings, all my experience genuinely in a book, which might help the world, which might help people in their career, which might help founders by seeing the journey. So that's why I did it, and the end goal was to make it really successful, so that I don't have to do a lot of work, and people should come to me for their services, for our services.
No, that's perfect. Yeah.
So I would like to emphasize, I have written the book in a very process-oriented way. The name of the book is Sellers, like sellers are those soldiers who fight for the company's revenue on the front line. And I'm very fond of nature and wildlife photography, so I have connected my book in a lot of ways with nature. So I have given an analogy of the sun moving in the direction as a sales process, and while that process, as planets, you have to take care of 5 points. So this is I've taken it as a journey, as a process. Like account management, that means identify whom you are talking to. Second is making relations and making them in a very good way. Third is selling to them and making sure you are giving quality, so that your company or your brand becomes really, really strong. And after that, at the last stage, you have to empathize with what their business is, so that they keep loving you for life, and then you get repeat orders from them. So that's how I have kept the book, and I've put all my actual journey without any barriers upfront in that book.
Awesome. I think this is awesome to to hear. And when will be the book published? Do you have a date in mind where everybody can go? In what platforms will the book be available for users?
So this is the final draft you just saw, and it is going to the publisher next week. So I'm expecting another month. So I'm expecting by mid or end of July, or maybe August, the launch party. The book's video lectures are already recorded. They are available. You need to ping me on LinkedIn if you want to see those. So the video lectures of the book are already out, and they are uploaded on our very own product, fastlearner.ai, which is a AI-based learning management tool. So it's there. It will be a physical book as well. It will be an e-book. It will be uploaded on Amazon, and it will be an audio book as well. So it will be going out there from all the channels. However and wherever people want to listen, they can use it, and it will be a big noise on social media. I'll make sure that you don't miss it. So it will be on LinkedIn, on Instagram, everywhere.
Well, I'm very excited for the launch, for the launch party that you will do for the book as well. Last time that he did the launch office in New York, he brought the best food, the best Pakistani food, so I had a blast in that sense. And also about the AI fast learning, I was checking it out with your co-founder, and very interesting. I think right now there's a lot of and I wanted to also hear your input in that about AI, especially AI when it comes to learning platforms. I have seen recently, you probably saw with OpenAI what they did with the tutor that was speaking with the students.
Yeah.
So I would love to know about kind of like your input in AI in the learning education industry.
I will also take this from the psychology angle.
Yeah.
We'll have to understand what's going on in the world right now. Especially with the students. They have a lot of distraction in their lives. The world is changing. They have a lot of activities to do other than studies as well. And they have a lot of peer pressure. At the same time, instructors are also busy in their lives. So there's a lot of content, but the problem with content is everyone has a different style of explanation, and everyone has a different style of understanding. So we are helping students in a way that they can do real quick learning. They can do quick refreshers 1 day, 2 days before the exam. Okay, so the AI is helping them read a very fine summary of the course. It is helping in our product. It is helping instructors make the course material really quickly. Okay, it is helping students in asking relevant questions, and the AI will respond from within the course at the first place. And if it's not available, then it will go out on the web and search it for them. So we are basically in this product, we are helping students learn quickly, learn in a faster way, and AI will summarize all the courses for them so that they can have short notes, and they should be clear on the exam day. They should be clear with the test. So we are speeding up, as I say, AI is an aid to speed up the processes. So we are speeding up learning by this.
I completely agree on that. I use, I think, ChatGPT on a daily basis, and I think it's very helpful. I think because many people say that AI will replace, developers, AI will replace remote professionals, but no. People that can use AI replace people that cannot use AI.
Right, absolutely. I love that quote. You can use that as a specific quote on Instagram. Love it.
Exactly. And going with this, and going with sales, in regards to you, because obviously a lot of people probably founders, they have different methods of sales. They let's say they do a lot of outbound sales, or they do like paid media, or they do let's say like cold calling, email marketing, paid ads. For you in a specific, which one do you think is like the best method to get leads, or in your industry, which have you seen the most success with?
I can talk about this for hours. This is my core subject. What I have noticed is in-person interactions are always better in relationship building as compared to online. consider yourself. You have to buy something,
Yeah.
and you have 5 options. One option is in front of you, you can see them physically,
Yeah.
and 4 options are completely online. You cannot see their existence or anything. What will you do? Whom will you trust more?
The thing I can see.
Yeah. But if we are in a world that all the 5 options are virtual, then it's a different case.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ideal scenario for lead generation is one-to-one or maybe a network-based in-person meetings. You have to go to a lot of networking events. You have to go to a lot of activities where you can make one-on-one in-person relations. So this is the most important part when it comes to lead generation.
Yeah.
After that, I've done, I'm not saying that all other ways are like
Yeah.
are useless. It has in some cases worked for us,
Yeah.
but this is the best way. And after you have got some clients, you have to really make them happy. So there is a chapter in my book with the name of Word of Mouth, and the tagline is "Let your customers sell." So this is the best way. We all know in the world, and it's a global fact now, that acquiring a new customer is very expensive and difficult as compared to retaining an old one. So what it takes to maintain or retain the old clients? Good quality. You have to hire best people who are giving the best service, and they are highly responsive and available, okay? And they are providing top quality services. Your customer is not going anywhere. They will give you more work. They will refer you to more places. I always set this example on social media that your quality should be so good that customers should be giving you a video word very easily. Take it as a litmus test. And this can really help the industry grow.
Wow. I think, yeah, whoever's behind watching the podcast, Khurram is throwing the best tips here, and I really appreciate it as well. It's making me think more in depth, and I'm here doing the podcast with you.
And also with that said, I would like to add another word. My favorite word all my life, and in the book, is empathy. You should be mindful of what you are selling, what you are doing, what you excel is not important for others. Mm-hmm. What they want, you should be listening to that. You have to do a lot of research and study, and you have to understand what others are thinking, because they are the one who are going to pay. So the one who is paying, we should listen to them, what they want. And if we give them what they want, they'll keep paying. It's very simple. Okay. So I always, and also I still now with this discussion, you pop up new ideas into your mind. When I was starting my sales career in 2008-9, so I remember that some of my seniors, they said, in today's world, what is the most, usually for most of the people, what is the most dearest thing? Money. And sales is taking money from them. So trust me, guys, it's not easy. So taking money out of someone else's pocket is not easy. So get ready and get battle trained.
No, I think it's very true on that. It's very true on
Yes,
that.
yeah.
I think in sales is a very, I would say, a different career choice than others, because in sales, more than anything, first it's kind of like it's psychology. It's so many different aspects. It's not like you're working, and looking at bank statements or doing accounting. I think it's like a lot of has to do with psychology and understanding human
Real action
nature.
in the field. Real action in the field.
Exactly.
You have to be thick-skinned.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't be faint-hearted. You know. You have to be self-motivated, and you should be very strong in that sense that mostly when you start your sales career, you have to listen to no's. Everyone will say no to you.
Exactly.
And you have to be so strong enough from inside and so positive that you can bear those no's. It's not easy, my friend.
Yeah.
So it's a specific personality type which can go to sales.
No, I completely agree. And for anybody here that wants to go into sales, I think tech sales right now is a very, very interesting career choice. And I think if someone does well on tech, that's the good about sales. If you do good in tech sales, thanks to commissions, you can basically in 1 year of being in your tech sales, be making more than people have been doing in 3 years of working in investment banking. This is for everybody that is in college watching this. I do advise you guys to, if you guys like sales, to look into tech sales and sales overall. I think it's a very great career where people can grow and you are controlling your own salary in a sense.
Yes, yes.
Because the
yes,
more you
yes.
put, the more you get out.
Grit and grind.
Exactly. And going with the final topics I want to touch. One in specific is networking events, because everybody knows Khurram from networking events. You're everywhere. I would love to know if you have a specific methodology when it comes to networking events, the importance of attending networking events, which you already touched base, but I would love to maybe hear if you had any system in place, anything in mind, with any kind of idea or thing that you come with to every single event. And yeah, I would love to hear your input.
No, I don't prepare myself a lot for any specific event. My strategy is simple. As I just said a while ago, that you have to ideally look for customers. If not customers, you have to look for people who will bring you customers, and people who are maybe become good friends and become good community member, and they will help you in future. So this is my strategy of going to these events. Also, my core focus is relationship building and building trust by a lot of relevant, ideally LinkedIn content. So that is doing a good job for me.
And do you have kind of like for example, like for me right now, I'm like trying to go to a networking event once a week. Do you have a specific schedule? Okay, this month I have to attend X amount of networking events or X amount of networking events per week, or it changes by season? In that regard, like how does it work for you that you are the expert in this?
Yeah. Because I have global presence. I have one of my employee in Japan, one in Dubai, New York, partner sitting in California, some in Pakistan. Recently signed a reseller in Germany, and we have point of contacts in Dallas, in California. So it's pretty much spread. So I have to do a lot of traveling, but when I'm not traveling, I'm doing networking only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I do. Other than that, I enjoy playing badminton, table tennis. I do wildlife photography. I like going out in the wild, camping. So I do that kind of stuff. But other than that, on weekdays, usually I'm doing networking. Sometimes it's a breakfast event and an evening event. And usually it's an evening event. So, and after that, I have to do a lot of emails and communication.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, I think that's great to hear. And going with networking and LinkedIn presence, I would love to hear your importance in our kind of our age, in 2024, the importance of personal brand. Because I think for that has been life-changing for me, myself, as a business owner. And I see such big importance in that. I think that can make a difference between a company 3x in a year is personal brand, especially with the founder having a personal brand. So I would love to hear your input in the importance of personal brand, especially in the digital age.
Personal branding is the most important. I've said enough on it already, and we all know the importance of it. I talk to a lot of founders, a lot of people who are interested to do some stuff. As an experiential psychologist, I talk to them, and most of the times I get a lot of insecurities are there in people. They're not confident about themselves. There might be something in the background. Someone might have said bad things about their content, whatever. We have to be really respectful of each other. I think we should enable others. We should motivate others. It doesn't cost you anything. So, I always emphasize on being positive on our own selves and being positive for others as well. So we need to support each other in that sense. And for all those people who are like, should I do it? Should I not do it? What will they think? Forget about it. Just think of those people who are paying your bills. And if you are paying your bills yourself, just think about yourself. What do you think, right? Just do it. It should be ethical, it should be positive, it should be good, but please produce content. Otherwise, things will get irrelevant really quickly. We are not living in 1950, or we are not living in even 1995 or 2005. So this is a different era, and if you want to make it big, if you want to, and even if you are good with whatever you are, that's fine. But if you want to go big and you are like confused, let me assure you, just don't think about it and just do it.
Yeah, and I think personal brand is of main importance because, like you said in the beginning, people buy from people, and you can see there's so many big companies, like even Tesla. Elon Musk has such a big personal brand. He goes to podcasts. He's everywhere. He's very active on Twitter. And sometimes people buy from Tesla, or people, let's say they buy stock in SpaceX or their companies, not because of the company itself, but because of the founder, because of Elon Musk, because they trust in him, they trust in his mission, and that's thanks to the personal brand that he has created. There are also other entrepreneurs like Alex Hormozi. Almost nobody knows acquisition.com, which is his company, but everybody knows Alex. Everybody knows who he is. So that shows the importance of building a personal brand. And I have seen from my own personal experience that even sometimes the personal profile can bring more leads than the company profile, because you are like the face of the company. And if they can put a face to a specific service, they can put a face to a specific product, people are more willing to go and buy.
To start with, personal branding is very important. It's ideal, but my vision is to. It's okay that I've written this book and there is a personal branding around me as well. But I believe in converting that into a brand.
Yeah.
I want Vinn Corp to be a bigger brand than me.
Excellent.
I want, because the show must go on. I'm here today, tomorrow I'm not. But the real success is you give any legacy to the world. You give any such brand to the world, which you are there or you are not there, it's going out there, it's changing life, it's changing how the people work. And also one more important thing, which I would like to really recommend to people, whenever you grow big, whenever you have big teams, team culture is the one most important thing. If I see things from a different angle, 50% of my time is spent on selling, and 50% of my time is delivering. And who is that? That's my team. That's my beautiful, intelligent, and sharp team. So, your team culture is the most important thing. You have to enable teams. You have to enable people. You cannot do everything for yourself. Consider you start with 0 and you have 1 team member, and then you have 100. You will need 5 managers to run that team. Consider if you have 1,000. If you have 10,000 employees, how will you run that team? So you have to build that culture.
Awesome.
You have to pick those A people. I've listened to a lot of Steve Jobs videos around that. That you have to find those A people, and you have to make sure that these A people are like working together, because not a lot of times you will get such founders and leaders who will be searching for A people only, because it's also difficult to manage them. So you should be very critical about the team culture. It will all of I have talked about sales is 50%, but the 50% is the team. I could not have been talking about so much success today if my team was not there at the right moments, at the right places. So guys, team culture is the most important thing next after you have done the selling.
No, I totally agree on that. And well, it's one of my last questions. It will be, if you can give, first it will be a sales tip, maybe a sales advice, something brief for the people that are here for the sales. And then second one will be a life advice. So you can start with whatever you think is well, and then
there's a tagline on my book, which says, "Early success is a scam. Great things take time." So that's my advice to all the people who are there, that things will happen. You have to be patient. You have to keep moving in the right direction. If I go 10 years back, if I go 6 years back when I was starting, I had no idea that in 2024 I'll be doing this here, sitting here. So, I not even in my wildest dreams, but things happen. You have to be consistent. You have to be hopeful. And as a general life advice, I'm very fond of positivity. You should be acquiring a lot of positive energy from wherever you can. and deep inside your heart, you know what is positive energy and what is not. You actually feel it, you know. So that's a different topic. We'll talk about it someday else.
In another podcast.
Yeah. The energies and the vibrations. So you have to be really positive in whatever you are doing, and try to sit with positive people only. Try to gather a lot of positive energy, and that will keep you moving in the right direction.
Perfect. And well, this is my last question for you, Khurram. What does the future holds for you and for Vinn Corp?
I cannot predict a lot about that, but for Vinn Corp, I am expecting to grow by 10x in next 2 years in revenues. So that's my simple goal, one line goal.
Yeah, perfect. No, I think, well, let's hope that happens.
Yeah, hopefully, inshallah.
It will probably will. It will probably will. Well, Khurram, and for all the people watching the podcast, what's the best way to find you?
The best way to find me is LinkedIn. My name is Khurram Kalimi, Khurram space Kalimi, and the company's LinkedIn is VINNCORP, Vinn Corp. So you guys can reach me through LinkedIn.
Yeah, and over here in the screen, I will put all the social media for Khurram and also the website for Vinn Corp, so you guys can go, and also in the description as well, so it's easier for you guys. But well, Khurram, I'm looking forward to your success, and thank you so much for coming to the Intelix podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.